pushes your buttons. Because I think that's what, you know, shows up to, you're like, nothing should push your buttons, you know, if you're completely balanced and all is well in the world, in yourself, if you were living without fear, self-doubt, you know, you had trust in life, then nothing would really push your buttons, because things would come up and you would be like the observer of the show instead of reacting to it in a negative way. So when something pushes my buttons, at the moment, not much pushes my buttons. There's the fear of being misunderstood, which has always been there. So that's something that kind of, it doesn't push my buttons to the point where I react negatively or anything. It's just something that that still has a response in my gut. You know, the anxiety, worry, fear, and you know, that is something definitely to work on, because that's life. You're never going to be completely understood by everyone, and we're all in different, you know, we're all in our different cycles, learning different things. And right now, what I'm learning is, I mean, completely foreign to who I used to be, and so it's completely foreign to, you know, most other people who are not experiencing this, you know, not resonating with this. But if anything that I say, you know, pushes your buttons, then you've got the same thing that I do, in that, like, what pushes my buttons? The nephews, when they start punching on with each other and fighting with each other and hurting each other, it drives me crazy. It's like, why? Why can't you just be nice to each other? This doesn't make sense to me that they get really, and they're young, they get really upset and hit each other, and they think it's justified because one to the other kind of thing. It's just, like, when I observe that, I can't. It's like, I can't. And, yes, that pushes my buttons. When there's chaos, that pushes my buttons. When there's a lot of negative drama, noise, chaos, that's, I don't like it. I just want to, you know, find a still place again. A highly stressful situations, that pushes my buttons. And is it stressful? It's stressful because you want to, you know, please everyone. It's stressful because you know you have the best intentions and it's misunderstood kind of thing, and or the impossible is it's like insurmountable. The things you can't do by yourself. You know, that's stress as well. But yeah, just you know, I use my videos as I'm trying to figure out life. I'm trying to figure out this puzzle. This is a way for my inner self to sort of try and figure it all out. Like, try and express where I'm at now, and try and understand life in a ever changing, ever evolving, ever unfolding, never been seen before, new moments, new, you know, life can be pretty overwhelming and confusing, and I think I just, like, I have a desire to kind of keep trying to figure it out, even though, you know, the message seems to be just, you know, change it from why to acceptance. But even then I go, well, why? I've been like that my whole life. I want to know why. I have this inacceptance of it is what it is. You know, I want to know, like, I want to know that there's a purpose to it. And I want to know what the purpose is. And it seems to be just to accept that it is what it is. And I don't stop. But if my videos are pushing your buttons and you don't want to work on your buttons, possibly, maybe just don't watch my videos. You know, that's the easy path. But if you want to work on your buttons, like I want to work on my buttons, like I don't mind. Like when shadows and demons and fears come up, I'm like, oh, something to work on, something new about myself. I didn't know that I had a reaction to that. I want to balance that. I want to harmonize that. I want to make peace with that. So when something comes up, you know, pushes my buttons, upsets me, worries me, makes me fearful, or you know, full of self-doubt, I want to correct that. You know, that's my natural instinct, to not want to keep fighting against it, but to figure out what in me I can change to balance it out. What is the original trigger? Why is it there? Is it a program that I don't need to run anymore? Is it something that, you know, my subconscious has still got in there from, you know, when I was 3 years old and didn't get my own way, or something more sinister than that? You know, something else that's happened that I've taken on this that's right, that's wrong attitude, and when I come against something that I have to kind of accept, even though my inner program says no, that's wrong, then there's like a conflict there that sort of needs to be synergized, unified, and figured out. Like, that's how I make wrongness right, kind of thing. And it's such an unpopular suggestion in life to think that way, but and it's not just that I like to shock people, even though I tend to have that trait about me, that I don't mind, you know, jolting people's beliefs and watching them have to expand their mind from it, but I don't do it on a conscious level. It's something that I notice afterwards. And I wonder what life is going to teach me today. What conflict, fear, self-doubt that I'll have to work through. What struggle, or what good things, you know, what newness, what new happy things, new people I might meet, new conversations that I have. You don't know, the day unfolds, you know, an innocent conversation with someone, a message that you get, a conversation you overhear, a sudden need to brake in the traffic because of a car wanting to turn, to bring you back into the moment. I'm just pondering, because, you know, before I left, kids were going crazy, chaos and madness, and I didn't want to start my day that way. It was like I couldn't, it's like, if I can't find peace even in this chaos, you know, it's like, it just added another little puzzle to life that I wanted to figure out. And I was also asking, I think it's called Tao. I listened to a movie yesterday, and also someone mentioned at work the other day that they think it's called Tao, not Tao. So I've been calling it Tao, and it's actually Tao. So I'll try and remember to say Tao, but I've only ever read the word, so I assumed it was called Tao, but now that I've heard the word Tao, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. But anyway, yeah, so I was looking deeper into myself today with the Tao, and that also made me, you know, sometimes I want to be able to feel rightness of me for feeling the way I do, for believing the things that I do, for, you know, just validating what I feel instinctively, kind of thing. And sometimes it doesn't agree with me. I don't know. but it also makes more sense than the way that I was going, you know. And sometimes I felt like it was sort of training people to be a victim, you know, to be taken advantage of, to, you know, put yourself in that kind of passive pushover kind of state. And I was like, well, you know, like following the Tao will put you in a position where you pretty much just allow everybody to walk all over you. That even if you're feeling, I don't know, it's just sometimes I just think, oh God, you know, sometimes I feel justified to be full of rage and anger and vengeance. And even though I know in my soul I don't want to feel that way, even though I know that that's a trigger in me that is unhealthy, even when I feel sadness, that's an unhealthy attachment to an outcome that I wanted to be different. But I still have the mainstream programs in me that does have a reactionary rather than a passive approach to the things that unfold in our lives that are unfair or that are unjustified, or that are, you know, when you are taken advantage of, and when things do seem to go in a terrible way because you were kind or because you were passive. That's something that I'm going to learn from as well. There is no car spaces here, and that's really annoying because I'm really hungry and I want to eat something before work. Maybe I could park in the dock. So that's what's on my mind. Not wanting to be trained to be a professional victim, to want to be able to assert myself, and you know, and finding out what the Tao says about that. And I don't have my notes here, but pretty much it was basically saying grace is better than emotional attachments. Having grace and modesty and truth in oneself is a better response than rage. Which, you know what, they're absolutely right, but at the same time we can't help our human instincts that want to say, well, you know, isn't it, can't we sometimes fight back? Can't we sometimes voice what is unvoiced inside that needs to rah? But then I actually probably should learn from the kids and go, well, that's not solving anything what they're doing, you know, when they're in this state of chaos and fighting back and things like that. That's not learning from their environment. So yeah, I'll probably see that as a part of the teaching, that, you know, when you act like that, you're pretty much just a child who doesn't know any better. That there is a something in you that's not aligned with. So anyway, yeah, I don't have it yet, do I? No, I don't. I'll have to learn that one. I'll have to learn that one, and as life, you know, shows me, teaches me, until I get clarity, which seems to happen. But every day is new, so let's see what today has to offer.